exciting, wasn't it? Helicopters and soldiers and everything. I expect you'd like a nice cuppa. Settle the nerves. I've got a bag of sugar somewhere around here. Come on in, sit down. Sorry, I didn't catch your names with the rotors and everything. I'm Caroline Shepherd, by the way. My friends call me Carol.
I'm Professor Darren Orsable, scientific officer for the UK government, and
I saw you on the sky at night. You were discussing the size of the observable universe, and you were wearing this red woolen tie. It was very funny.
Thank you. This is my colleague, Professor Franklin from NASA, and Miss Caro represents the government in matters of national security.
Oh, biscuits. Now, I haven't got enough cups for your soldiers out there, but I've got a packet of digestives somewhere we could share.
The men out there are fine.
Oh, so then, what's this all about?
Really, Miss Shepherd? You want to treat us that way?
Well, you suddenly arrive with all these helicopters with guns and everything. I don't quite know what's going on.
Miss Shepherd, I represent the interests of the British government, the men outside. The SAS also represent those same interests. We are all serious people. Do not try us.
So this is about
the greatest scientific discovery of the century. A new planet in our solar system. Out there on an elliptical 16,000-year orbit beyond the Kuiper Belt.
NASA, Caltech, even the European Space Agency have been searching for years. Billions of dollars, and it's discovered by you.
It's a nice story, isn't it? Sorry, did anybody want sugar?
Nice. It is, to give it the correct scientific terminology, fucking fantastic. The greatest discovery by a female scientist since Marie Curie. Nice.
Your story is also a goddamn lie.
Miss Shepherd, Carol, we need to know who you're working for.
I'm on my own. Well, you don't believe me?
Quantum computers, yes, they also exist. Couldn't find it, yet you seem to manage to achieve the impossible.
No, it's all here, including my workings out.
What is this? Russian? North Korean? Caro, this isn't algebra.
No, I created my own symbols. I found the others limiting.
Don't lie to us. I taught applied mathematics at MIT when Stephen fucking Hawking had a problem with his sums. I'm the fucking guy he came to...
Franklin! Really? Carol, we've spoken with your former lecturer and he told us of your brilliance and your eccentric...
Oh, Penge?
Lambourne.
Oh, no, you should have talked to Penge. Lambourne's a drunk.
Well, what you've achieved, it's amazing. Have you any idea what an inspiration your discovery will be to young girls around the world?
You know those letterboxes they painted gold after the London Olympics?
You want one of those?
Nah. And you can keep your Nobel Prize. I just want my naming rights.
Yes. Speaking on behalf of the International Astronomical Union, we have some concerns regarding your proposed choice of name.
I want to name it for my mum. She's been ill, and now her cat's got a tumour.
You see, the convention is that planets in our solar system are named after, Greek or Roman gods. Mars, Venus, Pluto. Now, we are prepared to consider something feminine for you. Taygete, Merope, or perhaps Harmonia.
Mum's called Beryl.
Are you insane? A planet 10 times the size of Earth, cruising out there beyond the Kuiper Belt, and you want to call that planet Beryl Loves Winky?
Are you playing with us, Carol? Because we can have you sectioned.
It's over there, and I discovered it.
The Prime Minister, you know her, a sad grey woman who runs this country.
Well, I didn't vote for her.
Well, Carol, she wants to meet you. The Prime Minister wants to stand in front of the international press and smile and shake your hand and tell the world of the glories of British research. Only she can't do that unless you change the name.
You're not fucking kidding.
They don't care what it's called. It's the discovery that counts.
No, Carol, we'll be an international laughing stock.
Who are
really.
they? You just said they don't mind. Is it the Russians? The Chinese? Carol, who are they?
Them. From there.
Do you mean that...
Alien life. You have proof of actual intelligent alien life.
Well, yes, they're very nice.
You mean to tell me that you've been conspiring with a foreign power? Captain, have the men prepare a bed.
No, it's not like that. We're friends.
Oh, they're digging a grave out there in the woods right now. That's for you, if you don't start telling the truth.
How could they contact you undetected by us?
Signals on that. Between Gaydar and Liberty FM. They explained how to adapt my radio to transmit back.
Well, it's amazing.
It's treasonous. Is that thing still on? Have they been listening to us?
Out there beyond the sun, it must be minus 270 degrees. Even microbes would struggle to survive out there.
Volcanism. The planet is heated from within. The ice trickles down from the surface into the caverns where the macaques live.
Holy fuck.
What are they like, these macaques? Are they like us?
They're bipeds, blue, 8 foot tall, with a highly developed culture.
And what do they call their home world?
Well, they don't really use names. I asked them repeatedly and they just said PLOP.
PLOP.
Perpetual long orbiting planet, presumably?
It's pronounced plop. It's the sound the macaques make when they poo into a flooded lava tube. The height of the lava tube denotes stature in their society. The high priest's lava tube is 30 feet high, and the splash that he makes inspires poetry, dance, and lyric balladry.
Wait, you're telling us that the UK government's about to announce that ET exists and that he's obsessed with his own shit, literally?
Well, the macaques have a coprophile culture. They venerate their bodily functions.
Coprophile culture, how fascinating.
Yes. It's partly the reason why they contacted me. You see, they've been monitoring our radio transmissions from Earth for decades, and they feel they have an affinity with British culture.
You may be right. The rest of the world tends to treat anatomy in purely scientific or biological terms, not as the basis of humour and culture.
My 2-year-old is obsessed with the contents of his own diaper, but that doesn't mean I want to host an international symposium to publicise his ideas.
We need to rethink. We've got to keep the lid on this. Cancel the PM's press event.
They're fascinating creatures. Really? Well, you'll see.
We'll see what exactly?
8 feet tall aliens with technology far in advance of our own, and they're coming here, to Earth, to Britain.
Yes, well, when they arrive, yes, I've invited them. It seems rude not to.
Okay. We need to scramble Cobra right now.
You did this. Have you any idea what they'll do to all of us?
They're very nice.
Oh, Cara, you had no right. This was not a decision for you to make.
This was a matter for serious scientific debate by qualified people.
You put us all at risk.
Risk? She's just killed off or enslaved the human race.
It's very unfair. You're talking about my friends.
Friends? When the first Aztecs met Cortez, he probably says he was a swell guy. What happens when a more advanced civilization meets a less advanced one? Doesn't anybody teach you history in this country?
This was not a topic for you to discuss, debate.
In our country, when serious scientific debates are discussed, someone usually ends up dead in the forest.
How long? How long until they're here?
16 days. They wanted to get here for my birthday.
What's the plan? Unless you want to spend the next 15 days being tortured, you're going to tell us everything.
Well, we're going to have a party here at the house. And then I was going to hire a minivan and show them the sights.
What sites? Military? Political? Nuclear?
They want to go to Kelston in Somerset.
Why? What's there?
Well, it's the birthplace of Sir John Harrington, the inventor of the flush toilet. It's a pilgrimage for the macaques.
Are you playing with us, Carol? You will be tortured to death unless you give us something we can use.
Well, they're rich. They're bringing me a diamond as a present. I mean, you can keep it or give it to the government.
What are their plans? How do they plan on conquering the earth?
It's a diamond the size of a football.
Diamond the size of a football? Surely that must weigh about, 50 pounds, 22,680 grams, 113,400 carats. That's a birthday present worth $1 billion.
Yes, and they have more on their ship. We could trade.
Or you could stop lying. What is it? Chemical warfare?
Look, she might not be lying to us. Why would they want to hurt us?
Yes, they're only interested in examining our plumbing.
Sure.
That's all they're interested in.
Oh,
Examining our plumbing.
Wait, shh, stop talking. I've got the cabinet in my ear. OK. The UK government wants to know if they'd be willing to strike a trade deal with the UK. Oh, and to promise not to kill us all or enslave us.
Yes, they just want to see running water.
That's all.
See running water, and then potentially defecate into it from a great height.
The Chancellor says this could clear the national debt.
Hey, don't forget about the US. We've got debts as well. Don't forget about the special relationship, huh?
Yes. I've got a message from the Foreign Office. Fuck off and get to the back of the queue. Now, Carol, we need to switch this thing back on. The UK government is very keen that this be a totally bilateral and exclusive trade agreement with the UK.
What are we going to trade in exchange?
On receipt of the diamonds, Her Majesty's government would be pleased to offer full state visit, carriage down the Mall, tea at Buckingham Palace, after which the delegation are welcome to visit the Palace of Westminster and climb the iconic clock tower and shit directly from a great height down into the Thames.